A mochi moment from Tara, who writes, "For years, all my doctor said was eat less and move more, which never worked. But you know what does? The simple eating tips from my nutritionist at Mochi. And after losing over 30 pounds, I can say you're not just another GLP-1 source. You're a life source." Thanks, Tara. I'm Myra Ahmed, founder of Mochi Health. To find your Mochi moment, visit joinmochi.com.
Tara is a Mochi member compensated for her story.
Imagine you're a business owner relying on a dozen different software programs. Each one is expensive, overly complicated, and worst of all, none of them are connected. It can be incredibly stressful, right? Now, picture Odoo. CRM, accounting, inventory, manufacturing, marketing, HR, and more. Odoo brings all the tools your business needs into one simple platform, and all seamlessly connected. Everything works together, giving you the peace of mind that your business is running smoothly from every angle. Odoo's open source applications are user-friendly and designed to scale with your business, saving you time and money. Say goodbye to juggling multiple platforms and hello to efficient integrated management. Stop wasting resources on complicated systems and make the switch to Odoo today. Visit odoo.com, ODOO.com, and discover how Odoo can simplify and streamline your business operations. Odoo, modern management made simple.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Inside Out Smile. I'm your host, Dr. Amber Q, and wow, there is just so much happening at the moment, isn't there, in the world, and I'm sure in our lives. Time seems to have collapsed, or that's how I feel. I don't know if that's how you feel, but I feel as if since COVID, since 2020, that time is just literally running away with us. Or there are certain times when time seems to slow down. And for me, one of those times is when I'm experiencing the little things. And I feel that tiny moments of beauty can completely shift the energy of a day or an afternoon or a morning. And yeah, that's what I'd like to speak about today. So we know that at the moment, the world, apart from the dreadful state that the world is in, here in the Western world, preparations are underway for Christmas. It's a holiday that I don't celebrate, but my friends in the States are celebrating Thanksgiving, or they have celebrated Thanksgiving. So happy holidays to you guys. Although, it does make one think, what is one being thankful for? I know in today's age, one is thanking our Creator for all the blessings that we have. But how did that come about? What's the history of that? And what's happening with the native Indians? Because I think that time translates into something terrible for them. I could be wrong, so please correct me if I am wrong, because that would be great. But what I do feel is that, of course, it's a time where consumerism can really reach a fever pitch. It's like, hey, Black Friday sales, Cyber Monday, then it's Christmas. It's just constant, isn't it? And I feel that it's even more important to appreciate life and what it is in reality, because this seen world is not permanent. And it's so sad to say that, in the sense that just looking at nature and places that I've known since I was a youngster, they've changed. I can see that nature has eroded, and that saddens me greatly. But let's move on. I'm not sure if you heard the notification that popped up on my phone. I listened back and I couldn't hear it, so I was like, let's just go with the flow. Anyway, What I'd like to discuss is that I was saying that places that I've been to in my childhood, I don't know if that's the same for you wherever you are, but I can see that nature has eroded, and it's very sad. I think I've just repeated myself so you can definitely tell I don't use AI. So, or in this facet, certainly. Or in this medium rather. So the thing is that, why can I tell this? Because I'm always on the common. I'm not like one of my friends who goes for pond swims. She's into wild water swimming, and it was so funny because the other day I was saying to her, it's so cold, and she was saying, oh, we went for a swim earlier today. And I was very impressed. She is incredible, but I couldn't do that. In any case, mind you, I shouldn't say that because maybe I could if I really wanted to. In any case, the thing is, on my trip to the common, I always pass a certain house. And what I love about the house is that they have a rose plant. And no matter the season, there is always at least one little scarlet rose. Even in winter, there's a rose there right now. In fact, they've got a couple of roses at the moment. And so when everything else is looking tired and cold, there's always a rose to cheer me up. And every time I pass it, which is pretty much daily, I lean in and I smell it. And it is so fragrant, shockingly fragrant. And it's the kind of smell that doesn't just, I shouldn't even call it a smell. It's aroma. Aroma isn't quite the scent, yes. It's the kind of scent that doesn't just touch your senses. It touches your soul and your mood, and it genuinely lifts me. It makes my day. And it brings me back to myself, and I absolutely adore it. More so because Islamically, flowers are said to be from heaven, so it literally smells heavenly. It's just gorgeous, and it really, I don't know, it's just so wonderful. And it's funny because yesterday when I was walking and I smelt the rose and I was like, oh my gosh, this is just gorgeous. I then, funnily enough, thought about a dream that I'd had recently. And I was thinking about the fact that, I don't know about you, but sometimes I meet people in my dreams that I haven't met in sort of real life for a long time, years. It may be because that person has passed away, or just, you've lost touch with someone. And it just made me think, because it made me think that quite often we wait for big dreams to come true before we allow ourselves to feel joy. And I don't know, I just feel that for me, when I pass that rose, it's like a tiny dream coming true. And I just love it. And I think that it's interesting because Islamically, if you dream of someone who's passed away, or even if they're alive, it's possible that your souls have actually met. And it is funny because I did have a dream the other day about someone, and I wonder whether our souls had met and had a conversation. It was so interesting. I love that about Islam. There's so much information in Islam about the unseen world and where we're going to move to next. It's wonderful. I had an amazing time on that walk, because then as I moved along, after thinking about this dream, I then saw some amazing fairy lights. And those fairy lights were just gorgeous, because think about it. It was a cold day. It was getting dark. And I smelt this amazing rose, which just lifted my spirits. And it made me think of this dream, which was a fun dream. And it was just so lovely. And then I saw these fairy lights, and they weren't extravagant, they weren't fancy, but there was just a warm glow. And that again gave me this wonderful feeling of, I don't know, the only way to describe it is a feeling of softness, a sense of calm, and a moment that feels like a pause just for me. And so really that's what I wanted today's episode to be about. Just an appreciation, a reminder, a gentle nudge that it's the little things, right? The rose you stop to smell, the lights twinkling, the unexpected joy in having a good dream. Those things, they're not small. I think they're nourishment. They're signs of beauty, signs of connection, signs of life. They're just absolutely wonderful. And I think that no matter what is happening in our lives, maybe today you can look for your one rose, that tiny little persistent moment of beauty that keeps showing up even when the world feels cold, busy, or overwhelming. Because those little things, they matter more than we think. And I know I've kind of mentioned this before in terms of micro joys, but I just think that it's more than joy. It's calm, as I said. It feels almost like a divine moment. So capture that wherever you can, because those moments do exist. Might even be a moment with a loved one, whether that's via text, telephone call, obviously best of all in person. It's just those little moments that make life special. So until the next episode, let's feel those moments and let's see if we can spread them as well. Because why is it that people in the Western world say, oh, it's the season of goodwill at Christmas time? Because it's not for the rest of the world where people are suffering. And it doesn't even make sense. Why would you just have goodwill at one time of the year and then be grumpy otherwise or non-appreciative? I think that one thing I really love is there's an Islamic scholar, I may have mentioned this on a previous podcast episode, and he was saying how the opposite of arrogance is not humility, it's gratitude. And I just love that. It's just so wonderful. So it's gratitude and appreciation of those small moments that literally can change our lives. But also, if we can do something for someone else, that tiny little thing, it can change their life as well. And of course, we never know when life is going to end. So I think it's vital that we do these things, not tomorrow, the day after, but today, now. So until the next episode, let's create those moments. Let's be a set of fairy lights ourselves. Let's light up the world. Are you a set of 10, 20? Or can you be a set of 30, 40, 50 or 100? Yeah, just think of yourself as a little fairy light. I've ordered lots of fairy lights because it's going to be Ramadan in mid-February probably. So God willing, if I'm here for that, I'm going to make it really special because I love it. Anyway, until the next episode, I could go on and on about this topic. I need to rein myself in. And until the next episode, let's all create connection, create little moments of light that will warm somebody else's soul. And let's not just change lives, but let's save lives.